All right. Happening right now, Off-Broadway Week. It's a fantastic opportunity to experience top-notch theater at a fraction of the usual price.
And joining us with a look at some shows currently on stage is theater journalist, Broadway Girl NYC, Laura Heywood. Welcome back. Good to see you.
I love being here with you.
We love having you here. And, you know, people sometimes Off-Broadway makes its way to Broadway at times.
Eventually.
But there are incredible shows there. Let's talk about 2-for-1 shows and some of the benefits of really going to an Off-Broadway production that people don't think of.
Yeah, so Off-Broadway is misunderstood.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, oh, that means it's not good enough to be on Broadway. That's not true at all. Off-Broadway is a capacity size. It basically means the theater has between 99 and 499 seats. So you're going to see great theater. You're just going to see it in a much more intimate setting. And sometimes shows do move, but the real, feather in your cap, so to speak, is when you got to see it before it moved to Broadway. Or often Off-Broadway shows will have shorter runs or more limited runs so they can get really top-tier talent who want to come in and do it for the love of the theater. Nobody does theater for the paycheck. People do it because they love it.
Right.
And so being up close and personal is extra special.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's happening right now, and this is winter break for a lot of families, so a lot of kids have nothing to do right now. So are there shows that maybe kids can go to?
Yes, everything from the real little ones. There's a show called the Gazillion Bubble Show, which
I
really
love. So good.
I brought mine too.
That's a very common first theatrical experience for little ones. I took a 4-year-old once, and he was changed. He's now like, I want to go to another show. I want to go to another show. So that's like the gateway, the gateway show. And then for kids of all ages, but a lot of teenagers love, is Dungeons and Dragons show. It's actually licensed by Dungeons and Dragons. It's an interactive show called the 20-Sided Tavern, where audience members use their smartphones to decide which paths the characters take.
Yeah, I like that. By the way, I took a 2-year-old to the Gazillion Bubble Show, and we both had a good time. I mean, I was getting emotional because the guy tells his whole journey and his whole story. Anyway, how about something for the theater nerds?
Being the ultimate theater nerd, for me, hands down, is the Jonathan Larson Project, playing right now at the Orpheum Theater. This is
Did you go?
Yes.
I'm jealous.
This is I mean, it's early in previews, but I was at the very first performance. This is the lost songs of the composer of Rent. Jennifer Ashley Tepper, an incredible musical theater historian, actually went to the Library of Congress, got his notes, all of his files, and took scraps of songs that he had written down in the margins of things, on napkins, voice memos that he had put on cassette, VHS tapes that he had, stuck in a drawer somewhere that luckily made its way to Library of Congress. And then she has a family of collaborators that she tasked who put these songs together, recreating them with the blessing of the Larson family. And for people like me who grew up with Rent, changing the face of the way we saw the world, it's almost like he's come back to life to give us one last show.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and so theater nerd, that's the ticket, hands down.
Okay.
All right, to another extreme, the sexy and sassy kind of show.
Oh, well, listen, you could be both.
Yes.
You're looking at it, right?
All right.
One of my favorites right now is called Drag the Musical. It's got a bunch of the stars of RuPaul's Drag Race, but also some musical theater legends, including Nick Adams, who headlines. And it's about 2 rival drag clubs. And it's a fictional story, and it is smart, hilarious, super sexy. It's the kind of thing that you would take. Maybe I've seen some bachelorette parties there.
Oh, fun!
I've seen some lots of girls' nights out. But of course, this is not a gender specific. This is a gender welcoming.
Love it.
And we can all put on a pair of platform heels and a feather boa, a strong lip, and go out and celebrate what it means to embrace yourself, truly be yourself in the most fabulous way possible.
Okay, perfect. And let's talk about some shows that are actually spoofing popular TV shows. And some of the Off-Broadway shows.
You can get your whole 1990s must-see TV lineup in parody musicals right now. The Office parody musical. There's one called Singfeld, which is a Seinfeld parody.
Awesome.
And what's the one? Friends. And Friends. There's a Friends musical as well. So you could go see all of these 2-for-1. They're all on Broadway, on Off-Broadway week. And so you could just relive your your 1990s.
Oh my gosh, so many really great opportunities.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Anytime.
Always
Good
great
stuff.
to see you. All right.
And you can follow her at Broadway Girl NYC. Don't forget. Off-Broadway, by the way, runs through March 9th. You can find it more on that and our tickets and how to buy them on our website, PIX11.com.